for, and not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were very present for that. But no, we were just we had a very
that really needed to be mentioned.
I'm trying to make a situation light, okay? But
I don't have a problem with the WNBA players asking for a raise. The WNBA is on a hot streak. I don't care about the previous 24, 25 years. As an investment, it's starting to pay off. And so this week they wore T-shirts saying, making a statement, you better pay us. But instead of just leaving it at that, a Kelsey Plum for L.A. had to take a dig.
The WNBA All-Star
Caitlin
Weekend was
Clark.
supposed to be a highlight reel, a celebration of the league's best. But what went down on that stage? It was anything but a celebration. In less than 60 seconds, Kelsey Plum dropped a single sentence that didn't just break the internet, it broke the illusion of unity in women's basketball. And Caitlin Clark, she didn't speak into a mic, she didn't sit down for an interview, she replied with 6 words. 6 words that sent shockwaves through the league. This is the story of how a joke turned into a jab, how jealousy boiled over on national TV, and how Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's biggest star, clapped back in the coldest way possible. Let's rewind. The All-Star post-game press conference was moving along just fine. Media was asking typical questions. Players were riding the high of the moment. Then came that moment. Kelsey Plum, seated comfortably, leaned into the mic and said with a smirk, Not to tattletale, but 0 members of Team Clark were present for that meeting. Wait, what? The energy in the room collapsed. A few nervous chuckles. Awkward silence. And next to her, Sabrina Ionescu, eyes darting, jaw clenched. She knew what was coming. The internet went into overdrive. Not because of what was said, but who it was said about. Let's talk about the shirts. Every player walked onto the court in bold black tees that read, "Pay us what you owe us." It was supposed to be a unifying statement, a powerful visual calling for fair pay and respect. Fans were clapping. Media was praising the move. For a brief second, it felt like history in the making. But then, the truth started leaking. It wasn't spontaneous, it wasn't organic, it was pre-planned in a private meeting the morning of the game. And guess what? Caitlin Clark's entire team was excluded. Not one member of Team Clark was told. Not one was invited. Not one was in the room. And when they didn't wear the shirts, they got roasted. Here's where it gets real uncomfortable. These players want better pay, and they deserve it. But if you're gonna ask to be paid what you're worth, don't sabotage the person making you worth more. You can't protest for fair salaries while icing out the one athlete whose presence actually spikes your ratings. Because like it or not, Caitlin Clark is the reason the league is now a topic on ESPN, SportsCenter, and TikTok all at once. She's not the problem. She's the reason the conversation's happening. Call it what it is, the Caitlin Clark economy. Her jersey sells out in hours, TV ratings double when she plays, arena tickets skyrocket and crash when she doesn't show. The moment she was ruled out of the All-Star game, the resale market plummeted. That's not hype, that's impact. And yet, she's the one being iced out? She's the one getting backhanded comments? It's like watching people complain about the sun while standing in the light. Now we're at a crossroads. The WNBA has 2 options. 1, embrace the momentum and build a new era around Caitlin Clark. 2, let ego, envy, and internal politics push the league back into the shadows. Because here's the thing no one wants to admit. Without Caitlin Clark, there is no spotlight. And if the league keeps biting the hand that feeds them, that spotlight's gonna fade. Fast. Was Kelsey Plum's comment just a lighthearted joke? Or was it a calculated move to dim Caitlin's shine? Are we watching unity in women's basketball or its undoing? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you're Team Clark, write Team CC below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications because the drama isn't over. Caitlyn's comeback is brewing, and when it hits, the whole league's gonna feel it. What happened next? The backlash hit Kelsey Plum fast. Fans accused her of using the protest to start drama, accused her of singling out Caitlyn, and worst of all, they started calling the protest performative. And when ticket prices for the All-Star game dropped 50% after it was announced that Clark wouldn't play, it proved what many already knew but were afraid to say. This league doesn't revolve around unity. It revolves around Caitlin Clark. Let's be real for a second. The WNBA has never seen this kind of attention, ever. The media coverage, the jersey sales, the packed arenas, that's new. And it didn't just show up. Caitlin Clark brought it. But instead of celebrating that, some players are resenting it. You can feel the energy shift when she enters a room. You can see the tension during pre-game warm-ups, the whispered comments, the cold stares, the elbow jabs that just happen to land during games. The jealousy isn't subtle anymore, it's loud and it's public. Now, Kelsey Plum said it was a joke, said she was just trying to lighten the mood, but let's be honest, it didn't feel like a joke. Because when you call out one player's entire team, especially that player, it doesn't come across as light, it comes across as shade. Sabrina Ionescu's reaction said it all. She looked like she wanted to disappear into her seat, her face froze, her body tensed. She knew that moment was about to go viral for all the wrong reasons. And it did. While fans, media, and players were all screaming online, Caitlin Clark stayed quiet. She didn't make a statement, she didn't tweet, she didn't even name names. She waited. Then, under a photo Kelsey Plum posted from the All-Star game, she left 6 words. Thank you for the Nike ad. That's it. 6 words that flip the narrative upside down. Here's the savage twist. Kelsey Plum is signed to Under Armour. Caitlin Clark, she's a Nike athlete. So when Plum posted a photo featuring Clark in Nike gear, Clark used it to her advantage, turning her rival's post into free promo for herself and her sponsor. It was icy, strategic, genius. The irony? Caitlin Clark wasn't even in the building. She was sidelined with a groin injury, not playing, not speaking, not protesting, just healing. But somehow her name ended up on everyone's lips again. It was like dragging someone into a fight while they're asleep in the next room. She wasn't part of the shirt protest, she wasn't in the meeting, and she certainly didn't deserve to be called out, especially not in a moment that was supposed to be about empowerment. But that didn't matter, because the league's biggest name had just been publicly put on blast, and the drama was just beginning.